Hey y'all, today I'm going to show you how to strategically plan your month ahead so that you hit all of those benchmarks that you are hoping for, and it's not just a fly-by-night kind of thing. So the first thing I do is I open a Word document and I go straight into the Insert, Smart Art, click on the Hierarchy list. So for most people, when you are the solopreneur, you are everything to that business, whether it's finance, marketing, operations, all that stuff falls under you. But sometimes all those lines can get blurred. So what I like to do when I'm thinking about how I want the next month to go, or the month that I'm planning for it to go, I think if I was the executive, the CEO of this business, which you are, and I had these departments under me, what success factors or benchmarks would I want them to hit, and how would I assign them the task to strategically get to those things. So that's pretty much what we're going to do. But like I said, when you're a solo entrepreneur, it's very difficult to get those things kind of clear and precise for yourself. It's all kind of fuzzy. So this way it'll help break all that down for you. So the first thing that you're going to think about is like the visual outcomes, like what will happen. Often when I'm thinking of my month, I look at it visually because I'm a visual person, as if it is the end result. So if you were planning an event, right, what would that flyer have? What information would it have on there? What experience would the attendees have? What cost would it take? What time would you have to invest? All of those things kind of factor in on that visual side of it. So for me, when I think of the visual side, I think of the production, right? What am I expecting to see and at that end result? The next thing I think about is the user experience. What experience, what review would they write after visiting my website or watching my videos? That's what I'm thinking about when I'm thinking about the user experience. The next thing that I am looking at are metrics. So if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. So if you, like right now, because I restarted fresh a new Facebook page, I have literally 4 followers on that page, and I think my mom is one. But so you want to think of metrics. So in order for you to get that funnel in that you need of clients or customers, you're going to need to get that audience up. So for me, a metric might be Facebook page to a certain number of likes, or Instagram page to a certain number of followers, but you want to think of those metrics. Okay, and then the next thing that I like to think about are internal operations. So with internal operations, you're looking at the work behind the scenes, what has to be done. Like if you go to McDonald's, the internal operation is the guy in the back cooking the fries. You don't really need to see that they're cooking the fries, because the outcome is that you get hot fries on your tray, right? So those internal operations, those behind the scene things, that's what you also need to be aware of, and you need to include, because a lot of times we think, it'll just happen, it'll just pop up, but that's not accurate at all. And then the last thing I'm going to include on here is finance. And unless you are in this to volunteer, you should be concerned about your finance, how much money you're spending, how much money you are receiving, where you're spending your money, could you be saving, are you paying for an app that you can get for free, are you paying for images that you can do yourself, things like that. So you just want to make sure that you're including that in your strategic planning for your month. Alright, so I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. All right. So let's start with production. So one of the things that I want to do is I want to do about 45 videos. But I also want to be a little bit specific. So most of my videos are about 5 minutes or less because they're quick tips. And then maybe 20% of my videos are more than 15 minutes. So it takes about 5 to 10 minutes for those quick videos for me to do them because I don't go back and edit or anything like that. I just keep it real. And then on the longer videos like this, I really don't go back and edit. I just kind of, this is how it is. If I make a mistake during the middle of the video, I just reshoot. So a 15-minute video usually is about 25 minutes of work. So I'm going to put, I want 40 short videos. And then I want 10 long videos. Oops. Right. For production, I also want to create about 200 images. And because you're supposed to be blogging 3 to 5 times a week, which can be a challenge in itself, but I want to stick to that because I'm beginning again, so I need to put that imprint out there. So I'm going to put my goal of 20 blog posts. Alright, so my user experience, when I think of user experience, I think of what do I want them to walk away with? Like what review would they put if they had to write a review about being on my website or watching my videos or following my Instagram? What reviews would they say? And so I want to follow that concept, and I actually just kind of write what reviews I want them to say. So I want it to be clean and easy to find tips, and I want it to be easy to follow blog posts. I want it to also be extremely helpful. Very helpful. I also want them to come back on their own. So initially they may have seen a image or a video by chance, but I want them to be able to, subscribe or watch a couple videos and then say, hey, that was really good, and go back to it. I know I kind of do like Netflix when I watch my YouTube videos. When I find somebody that has really good resourceful information, especially if it's something that I'm trying to research, I will literally spend all week watching their videos and absorbing as much information as possible. So I want them to come back on their own. Alright, so for this, for my metrics, like I was saying, and you want to be a little bit specific. So Facebook, I want 200 likes. For Instagram, I want 200 followers. For YouTube, I want 25 subscribers. Okay, so that's the main breakdown of that. And then you go to internal operations. These are the things that you'll need to do in order to get the production, user experience, and metrics goals that you want, right? So I know that what I need to do, first thing I think about is like my website. What do I need to do on my website for the production user experience and metrics to happen? And I know I need to add a sidebar widget. Okay. I also know that I need to update all my contact information. I need to include links to social media. And I also need to do a better job of what I call cross-pollinate. And what that means is, so I don't want to just do a blog. I want to do a blog, and then I want to make sure I have a kind of checklist or workflow of all the things that I need to do to promote that blog on Twitter, on Facebook, on my own personal page, on all of those things. So I call it cross-pollinate. I don't even know if I'm spelling that right, but you get the idea. So those are the things that I know that I need to do. All right. So then you have finance. The first thing that I go into is how much money do I want to make? And right now I am in the seeding stage, so I don't have an expectation to turn profit. So I'm going to simply put 0 profit. And then I do have expenses. So Postcron, which is my social media manager or scheduling manager that I use, and that's just $10. Oops. $10 a month. And then I have, I'm going to actually start a meetup, and they cost $20 a month for you to start that. I think it's about $20 a month. I'll have to double check. Let's see. And that's it. So this is, oops. This is the first version of how to be strategic in planning for your month. You want to make sure you're including your production. These are the things that people will see. These are the things that you will produce. This is the end result of that flyer. You want to look at your user experience. This is, I call it the review. What would they say about their experience with your business? These are my goals to make that happen. And then again, metrics. If it's not measurable, it's not manageable. So these are the things that I want to make sure happen in the month of December. And then here are the internal operations, some of the things that I need to get done in order for these things to happen. Now clearly for each of these items, like the production items and things like that, will include additional work under internal operations. But right now the way I want it set up is just an idea, because these include social links to social media doesn't exactly have a direct connect to my 200 images, right? So these things are the behind the scene things that aren't directly related to the 200 images. And then my finance, you want to include what you are expecting to profit and what your expenses are. This is a really quick and easy way to kind of clear your brain, especially when you're a solopreneur, you're a creative, you're a freelancer, and you're trying to just kind of figure out what it is that I want to do for next month to set myself up for success. So this is, again, the first stage of strategic planning for your month. The next video will include how to break down those production, user experience metrics, internal operations, and finance into action items, and then add them into a calendar so that you don't kind of over promise or over schedule yourself, but you actually can commit to the things that you have created as goals that you want to achieve. And then the next month or so, you'll be able to see, okay, so maybe 40 short videos was too many. Maybe I need to bring it down to 30, or maybe 40 short videos was great, and that's going to be your steady run to produce 40 short videos every month. So I'm Nisi from nisibennett.com, and all you need is Wi-Fi and a dream.